Okay.
Fornication. Sorry. For an occasion. For an occasion like this, it's lovely to see so many people together. Andy and Katie's wedding. Up until that point, it has been the best day. And on behalf of the bridesmaids, I would like to thank you, Andy, for your kind words. They're beautiful and they're awesome bridesmaids. The best I've ever seen. For those of you that don't know, I'm Andrew's brother. Looking at Andy there and looking at me here, I know exactly what you're talking about. I am the oldest, and no, he's not adopted. He has what is known as landing in the deep end of the gene pool. He managed to get the tall, intelligent, handsome Italian bloodline. I got the Scottish pirate genes. Now, Andy has many names and many nicknames. His legal name is Michael. Some know him as Andy, many as Macca, or Player Mac, Limac, Mac Daddy-O, Tall Guy, Big Mac Milkshake, Big Gay Bear, Slacker. Most know him as Andy Pandy, Sugar and Candy, Macca Spacker, Mongol, Spongle, Ding-along Dongle, Rubber Dub Drummer Boy. For the purposes of this speech, I shall be referring to him as Exhibit A. She's blonde, she's beautiful, she means the world to Andy. I can, of course, be talking about only one woman, Katie, our mum. Mum calls Andy her little surprise. I'm sorry I crashed the Audi, Dad. It was a little surprise. What was surprising after 9 months of pregnancy, we can only guess. Now, condensing 24 years into a 40-minute speech was a little tricky. I had to leave the childish things out. For example, I won't be mentioning the time Andy had a number 2 in the bath. Mainly because the most embarrassing part about that story is that I was in it. Now, Andy was your normal child. Like most 8-year-olds, he had memorised all the bones of the body, all the nerves and arteries. And this union has become even more beautiful as I look, because I used to time Andy, so it's perfect when it's not timing. The key is, though, he has to beat his time by 1 second. Keeps him coming back. If that fails, get him in a headlock. Andy was born scientific. He didn't name his toys, he classified them. I'll give you some examples. Whale was called Whaley. Big Bear, Bear. The rabbit, a little bit creative here, Bunny. No motion, just science. He wasn't 100% smart though. I'm sure you've learned by now, Andy, that wearing a string vest won't give you freckles. On leaving school, he had the usual dilemma: drum college or medical school. He chose well, Dr. McNeil. You would have been cooler as a drummer, but you wouldn't have been going to Mauritius for your holiday. Andy always copied me, which is flattering, because when you've got a cool older brother, you do copy, but it's getting a bit tiring now, Andy. We've chosen a different suit. One thing he didn't copy me in, though, was his choice of bride. I went for brunette, Andy opted for blonde, which brings me on to the reason why we're here today, Katie. This Katie. Katie. That's all I heard for about 2 years. And that was before he'd even spoken to her. And this is true. I was there on the day that Andy made his first move. He did it in the usual traditional way, text message. And it went a bit like this. Hi Katie, how's it going? Andy Mack here. Are you busy this Friday or whatever? 15 minutes later. Hi, sorry, who? Andy Mack, I said hello to you on Sunday and you said hi back. Oh, Andy, I'm not sure what I'm doing on Friday. Great! How would you like to go to the cinema or not, or whatever? 25 minutes later. Yeah, that would be great. I'll ask around and see who else wants to go. It was another few years till they got together. Actually, it wasn't until Andy qualified as a doctor that he smart and beautiful. But Andy, you're a blessed man. I don't quite know how you did it, but you've got a smart, beautiful, witty woman who is more importantly godly. You're just perfect for each other. I love seeing you together. You just, honestly, you're a super couple. Top notch. And Katie, you also have a good man. He's good looking, charming, clever, enterprising. Sorry, Andy, I can't read it right. Seriously, Andy. Seriously, you are no accident. You are no surprise. You are a blessing to our family. And it's been great seeing you grow from a skinny runt with no bum to this hunky man. I'm not ashamed to say I love you. You're brilliant, and I'd like to apologise for a few things. I'm sorry for shooting you in the head with a shotgun cartridge. I'm sorry for being a major player in the broken finger incident. I'm sorry for making you my personal butler for 12 years. And I'm sorry for making you nearly cry your first time driving a car. You're a really special chap. Am I right? It's been an honour and a pleasure being your best man. It was inevitable that you got such a special woman. You're just suited for each other. As a married man myself, I'd like to impart 2 bits of advice that have helped me immensely over the years. Number 1, don't go to bed angry. Do what me and Mags do, stay up all night fighting. Whatever you do, don't wake up grumpy. Let her lie in. Before the toast, I would like to quickly mention something. Some of you may remember when Andy gave his best man speech to me, he made fun of my wedding night. I won't stoop so low. Even now I've given you the most embarrassing 5 minutes of your life. Katie, the most embarrassing 5 minutes of your life. This is the final toast. If you'd all like to stand. We wish you every happiness and blessing in your new life together. To Andy and Katie.